It's strange, isn't it, that in this internet age we often know so much about everything, but so little about our own family history. And the name genealogy can be pretty intimidating. So where do you start? We all want to know more about our family, so I'll outline 10 simple steps to get started in this video. And if you want to skip steps 1 through 6 and start researching right away, then that's okay. The great thing about exploring your own family story is that you can map out your own journey. Now the first 2 steps are questions for you, so let's get started. First thing, what's your purpose? People research their family stories for many reasons, from connecting with relatives, discovering their background, understanding identity, and much more. Thinking about your purpose right at the beginning will help you plan your research going forward. Then the next step is another question: what interests you the most? Along with your purpose, there are 3 broad approaches that genealogists take. Some genealogists dedicate their focus to building extensive family trees. Some of these trees can run into tens of thousands of individuals, and typically these trees prioritize fundamental data like birth, marriage, and death. Now these trees often lack extensive contextual information, but will show key ancestors. Most genealogists start this way with their basic family lineage. In contrast, some genealogists, myself included, spend more time researching how their ancestors lived. This approach involves exploring your ancestors' lifestyle, professions, and their environment. While possibly quite large, these family trees are enriched with more contextual information, giving your ancestors a more complete story. And finally, some genealogists gravitate more towards understanding the broader social dynamics and historical events influencing their ancestors' lives. This probably puts the history into family history. Understanding the context of our ancestors' lives makes us feel like we know them better, and most genealogists will try to find a balance amongst these 3 approaches. Next, the step that most genealogists wish they had done a better job of. This is taking stock. What do you or your relatives already know about your family? Family treasures such as photographs, documents, family Bibles, letters, and even old receipts can provide invaluable insights into your family history. This will probably also include interviews with relatives. I have posted a link on how to structure this conversation with your relatives in the comments below. And then following on, step number 4, preserve these things that you have found. You have found treasures in your family history. Now is the time to consider how to preserve those treasures for future generations. You have to inventory, catalogue, and document. This is a time-consuming process, but it is essential to ensure that your treasures are properly preserved. Take the time to photograph, scan, or transcribe your items. This will create a digital record that future generations of your family can easily access and share. Now, there are several document sharing sites that will allow you to share your family history treasures with relatives and friends. These sites can be a great way to collaborate with your family history and make your treasure accessible to a wider audience. You're a beginner, so you don't need to spend an awful lot of time planning your research at this stage. But it's worth spending some time thinking about where you will start and how you'll map your research to your purpose. Most people, when thinking about their family tree, will focus on a particular branch, starting with themselves, often referred to as a starting twig, so you're a twig now, and working backwards. You will quickly learn that some of the information you've been told by your family is just simply incorrect, and often their stories don't pan out at all. But as you find out more information, putting together a plan will become more important as you get a more experienced researcher. Now next, and before you start your research, you'll have to get to know your sources. There are lots of different sources that will assist you in your research. Most people start with vital records such as birth, marriage, and death. Other records include church, census, immigration, probate, and military, etc., as we can see from the screen here. Your research plan will push you towards the various sources needed. Now, if you haven't already started, you can start your research in earnest. These days, as I said at the beginning, genealogists do most of their work on their computers. Some software sites will help you locate your resources and build your family tree. Some sites, such as ancestry.com, do both. There are literally hundreds of sites available to the genealogist, and researching where to find information will take up a significant amount of your time. An excellent and often overlooked genealogy resource is Facebook, which has hundreds of pages aimed at the family historian. Now, as you continue your research, you must document your findings. For most people, how and where to build their family tree and document their research is a significant decision. There are both online and offline systems, such as MyHeritage, Ancestry, Roots, Magic, etc. Again, your purpose will influence how and where you record your findings. If you're considering a paid site, try it out for free before committing to a subscription. And remember, while many of those sites have billions of records, other sites, smaller sites, may have records that are more relevant to your research. Also consider a site that will allow you to work with both your family tree and your DNA. Now, talking of DNA, for many genealogists, DNA will be essential to their research, but you must be very thoughtful about how you approach DNA testing for yourself or your relatives. In addition to being helpful, DNA results can bring unexpected or painful information, so ensure that taking DNA is an informed decision. I've put links to DNA videos in the comments below. And finally, number 10 is artificial intelligence. AI is becoming an indispensable tool for family historians. Consider AI your virtual research assistant, able to answer questions and assist when research hits the brick wall. Leverage AI tools such as Bing, Google Bard, ChatGPT, etc. for questions and guidance. And I've got, again, links in the comments below. Okay, let's recap. There are 10 steps, starting with your purpose and building to documentation and DNA, and finally with AI. As I said earlier, many people throw themselves straight into research, which is okay, but you'll have to think about the other steps eventually when you step back. And once you get going, you'll be hooked on the unique journey that your ancestors have taken to be the family you are today. I hope this video has given you some encouragement to start your journey. If so, please like and share, and of course subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.